We've seen some amazing things, but that, my friends, is something we've never seen.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice. You have locked yourself into the playoffs.
Nice.
Got it.
Talk with old Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Completely speechless, to say the least.
Man, I am honestly so baffled by that decision. Brandon Cruz wants advice.
It's Brandon wants advice.
Green flag in the air. Brandon Cruz wants advice to the front.
It's the Brandon Cruz Daily Fantasy Podcast, where I go and look at low-owned plays and strategies specifically designed for GPPs. This is a show for people who are already informed on daily fantasy sports and how these contests operate. If you have any questions related to the NFL or NASCAR that you are embarrassed to ask to your usual DFS provider, or if you can't find the answer anywhere else, give me a tweet at Brandon Cruz DFS. Most importantly, take everything you hear with a grain of salt and use your best judgment when making entries. Additionally, if you have a gambling addiction, that is not my problem. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NFL Week 1 video. I'm going to hop right into it. I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to go on rants like I do in some of my NASCAR videos. We got things to go over. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm breaking this video up into notes I have, just general notes going into the week, cheap plays that I like, players that I like in general, my player pool, and then I'm also I have a player pool, and then once I'm done actually making lineups, then I'm going to make another player pool just to see who I actually have and who I didn't have, if I had anyone else, blah, blah, blah. And then win and loss picks for this week. Let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, entering the week. Also, go check out my Millionaire Maker video. It has a lot of good statistics. I'm not just saying that. That would really help you out, especially during weeks like this. Some of the strategies that people have used to win and statistics that really helps you. Go check it out. Anyway, just notes going in for week 1. These are written in no particular order. I just wrote them down here, and I'll focus on them as I continue to go through. But Jeff Swam for Jacksonville, stupid cheap tight end. Josh Allen, depending on how much people have been talking him up and down, might actually not be highly owned. San Francisco, Tampa Bay, and Carolina, LA Rams game might be the highest targeted games. D.D. Westbrook could gain ownership / be in the middle of the pack. DJ Chark, things of that nature. Tony Pollard for Dallas could actually still have a role. They said that they were going to give Ezekiel Elliott 20 to 25 reps. That doesn't mean 20 to 25 touches, but last time they said that he ended up getting a full workload. But Tony Pollard's very interesting for GPPs. Nick Chubb and Davon Cooks are obviously in a good spot, and they're obviously going to be the chalk plays in the running back situation. Barkley might not be owned, depending on just because of his price tag and the bad matchup. So with the bad matchup going against Dallas's defense, I think you're going to find a bit of an ownership discount compared to other weeks. Usually you just lock in Barkley. I think this week is one of those weeks where you see people, kind of go somewhere else. And I think a lot of people are going to be paying down for running backs this week. Barkley is an interesting play. Same thing with Todd Gurley. He has the potential to do well and have low ownership. They're going against Carolina. Same thing with Barkley. These two guys are high expensive quarterbacks that are in a bad quote unquote position. They're playing good defenses, things that can shut people, things that can can shut them down. Some people seem to be sleeping on Chris Carson from some of the podcasts and videos that I've seen. I think Bell's ownership is far too low. Le'Veon Bell is not some scrub. He already says that he wants a full workload. They already said they're going to give him an entire full workload. He is a 3-down back for the Giants. And if he's going against one of the best defenses in the league, which is Buffalo, that's another place I really like going. I figured his ownership will be a bit low because he is going against a tough defense. Same thing with Joe Mixon. I'm very high on Joe Mixon this weekend. Same thing there. Let's see. Chris Thompson, running back. If Washington is throwing the fucking ball, if they go down early, Chris Thompson might be a play that I like. Adrian Peterson would only be a play if I think Washington's actually going to take the lead and just run the clock out, which I don't think they're going to do. I think they're going to be coming from behind, so Chris Thompson, the running back for Washington, is a guy I would like. Not really going to attack mid-tier wide receivers. I think a lot of the expensive wide receivers are going to not be owned, whether it's Odell, Julio, Mike Evans, Hill, Allen. These guys, they're so expensive. A lot of people are paying, $6,000, $7,000 for running back. Most people are going to pay up for tight end, whether it's Ingram, OJ, Ertz, or Kittle. They're going to carry a lot. I think attacking the high wide receivers are pretty easy and a good thing to do here. There's going to be a shitload of studs and duds lineups, and like a balanced lineup with people pretty much in the same price range could actually have potential to do well and have low ownership. If you have a good feeling about a team or a player, the first 3 weeks is when you want to act on that. Whether it's a season-long fantasy, if you took a guy like me, I'm high on Joe Mixon and Adam Humphries. I'm going to jump on them like wild entering this. Let's see. Typically if people like a wide receiver who's boom or bust, like Amari Cooper, who else is another one, for example? Tyler Lockett. If people are jumping on them, I typically don't play. If people don't like a boom or bust player, like, Antonio Brown later in the week or whatnot, if people aren't liking him, that's typically when I jump on him. Many people will be paying down at quarterback this weekend, so I don't think a whole lot of people are going to go to Mahomes, Winston, Newton, and Mayfield. I think they're going to be the lowest owned of those choices over there. Let me see here. Let me take a quick drink. Thank you, my lord. Let me get a quick drink here, because I'm not shutting up. Anyway, moving on. We're 6 minutes. That's perfect. Moving on to the Draft Wings Week 1 cheap plays. I'm focused on quarterback first, and I'll go running back, things of that nature. Brissett, Fitzpatrick, Manning, Dalton, Darnold, Mariota, Foles, Stafford, and Cousins are the lowest guys that I would end up going to. If I actually want to play any cheap guys, it's probably going to be Brissett. Fitzpatrick has the possibility of actually doing well against a tough defense. It's a tough one, man. I don't think they're going to win against Baltimore, but he's a guy I'd be interested in playing. Eli Manning, not interested. I like Andy Dalton at 5,000 facing Seattle. Probably not going to go to Sam Darnold. I'd rather go to Andy Dalton or other people at that point. Marcus Mariota, do what you will there. I really like Nick Foles at $5,300 on DraftKings this weekend. I think Matt Stafford is also well. If there's a week that Matt Stafford's going to throw for 300 yards, 2 to 3 touchdowns, it's going to be against Arizona's shitty defense. And Kirk Cousins, I think Kirk Cousins is priced way too low in general. And yet again, this going over cheap plays, I'll talk about the more expensive plays that I like after that. So running back, I already mentioned Tony Pollard could potentially still have a role with Ezekiel Elliott. Not entirely sure if I'm going to roll with that, but you can very easily do it. A guy that I'm absolutely fucking goo gaga about is Kareem Johnson for Detroit against my Cardinals. I think Cardinals are going to lose. I don't believe in our team. I don't believe in Murray. We still don't have a fucking offensive line worth a shit. I don't give a fuck if it's Rosen or Murray. If you only have 2 seconds to do something, that's a recipe for disaster, and we don't have a fucking corner that can stop a fucking slug. Our defense is terrible. So the running back for Detroit I have a lot of interest in because he's cheap. Chris Carson's cheap. Nick Chubb, $6,400. I think he should be a bit more expensive. He's going to gain a shitload of ownership from this going against a defense that he should pretty much wreck. I like Derrick Henry as well, $5,900. He should get the full workload against Cleveland. Yet again, moving back, the first 3 weeks are the ones where you want to hammer guys that you truly believe in before people either jump on them or not. Davon Cooks going to own a shitload of ownership. Like I said, Joe Mixon, $6,700. Pure GPP. A lot of people don't like Joe Mixon in this game. I'm absolutely loving him this weekend. Chris Thompson again, and Leonard Fournette. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Leonard Fournette. People keep targeting Kansas City in here. In this game, I think Nick Foles is gonna be dumping off to Fournette a lot, and I think this is very easily going to be a week that Fournette scores over 20 DraftKings points. I like a lot of Fournette. Moving on to wide receivers, cheap wide receivers that could have potential. Cole Beasley, $3,600. Buffalo, Trey Quinn, $3,400. Rashard Higgins, Cleveland, Danny Amendola, Detroit. Those are some of the cheap guys that I'm interested in there. Quincy Enunwa for the Jets, but I don't think I can fit him into a whole lot of lineups. Mohamed Sanu, I like Sanu a lot. I like Adam Humphries a lot. Sammy Watkins, if you want a piece of that Kansas City game and you don't want to take the chalk place, Sammy Watkins is where I'd be interested in going. Christian Kirk for Arizona is another place I would go for cheap, quote unquote stuff here. Defenses, I'm talking about cheap defenses. I'm interested in playing possibly either San Francisco or what is this, Tampa Bay for $2,200 because either team could just absolutely suck dick, and for $2,200 I would take whatever price they end up getting. Same with the Lions too, going against the Cardinals. I think they have a lot of sack potential and possible turnovers. And these aren't cheap, but my two favorite defenses are the Eagles and the Cowboys. Cowboys by far. That is my favorite lock of the week defensively speaking. I think they're going to absolutely freaking kill it there. I just want to make sure where I'm at. Okay, going to players that I like, that I legit actually like player pool, everything of that nature. Right now, my player pool going in, I haven't made a whole lot of lineups. I'm recording this Wednesday night. 7:47 p.m. my time. I'll be making lineups after this, right when I finish this video. That's when I actually be fitting them in. But guys that I'm looking at so far, Davon Cooks, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb, Peyton Barber, Kerryon Johnson, David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, Leonard Fournette. For the running backs, I believe I got them all. Barkley, McCaffrey, and Elliott. First off, let me back up. I'm putting about $350 on DraftKings and another $168 on FanDuel. So what is that right there? 500 for yeah. I got like $500 into week one. So I'm putting a shitload of lineups in. I'm playing both cash and GPPs. That's just where I'm going. That's why my player pool is so fucking huge. Because obviously, if you're playing not as many lineups, you won't be doing that much. For quarterbacks, Matt Ryan, Winston, Jackson, Allen, Murray, Cousins, Foles, and Brissett are the only quarterbacks that I'm looking at right now. Wide receivers, like I said, I got a lot of high-owned plays for wide receiver: OBJ, Julio, Allen, T.Y. Hilton. Mike Evans. I really like Mike Evans, and I really like Keenan Allen. I feel like people are not going to be using these guys because they're paying down a lot. Kenny Golladay, Tyler Boyd, Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk, Cooper, Watkins, Humphries, Sanu, Mike Williams, Tyler Boyd, Quincy Enunwa. Like I said, I think those are the wide receivers that I have selected right now. Tight ends. I forgot to mention cheap tight ends, but it's still the same. Tyler Eifert for Cincinnati, Jeff Swam for Jacksonville, Austin Hooper. I'm going to be so overowned on Austin Hooper. I swear to Christ, I'm going to have him in like 60% of my lineups. Austin Hooper is at $3,200 on DraftKings. He's too good to pass up. He should be priced way higher. If you look at how he was used throughout last year for Atlanta on games that they were down, on ones that he actually was on the field, got targets easily. 4 to 5 targets each game. One game he had 12 targets, another game he had 10. One game with 11 targets, 6, 5, 5, 6, 8. These are the targets that I want to see, and for $3,200 I will take that. I think this is going to be a recipe for last year's Falcons because they're going to be down against the Vikings. They're going to be throwing the ball. I'm not interested in the running game for Atlanta, but I'm really interested in Hooper, Sanu, and Julio Jones in that regard. Like I said, defensive player pool. Right now, it's Eagles, Lions, Cowboys, Buccaneers, 49ers, and I believe those are the only ones I have right now, right here. Also, I just want to say, I think Amari Cooper has been lost in the shuffle with all this shit about Ezekiel Elliott. I don't think he's going to be owned at all. And if Ezekiel Elliott is playing like dog shit, like if you haven't seen him on that Twitter video that has been around. Man, the dude is built like a dump truck hauling cookies. I mean, I love my teddy bear, Zeke Elliott, but my God, man, you are fat as fuck. If you guys haven't seen that video, I don't know what happened to his six-pack, man. Jesus Christ, he was having fun in Cabo. Amari Cooper's very interesting. Moving on to win, loss, who I like, who I don't like this week. These are for every game, the 16 games on the slate. Now, I have the money line here. I'm just using that to remind myself who's the favorite here. But Packers at Bears, I have the Bears winning. They're at negative 165 for the money line. Falcons and Vikings, got the Vikings winning negative or minus 190. Basically what that means is you have to, what is it? I believe you have to spend $190 to make 100 if they end up winning. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it falls down to. Ravens and Dolphins, got the Ravens winning negative 315 for the money line. Bills and Jets, I got the Bills winning. The Jets are favorited. I got the underdog Bills going in, kicking the shit out of the Jets. I think they're going to be a tough defense for Le'Veon Bell. I think they're going to get to Sam Darnold, sack him a few times. They're one of the best running defenses there, and right now it's Le'Veon Bell or nothing for the Jets. So that is my first underdog pick of the week. Chiefs and Jaguars. I have the Jaguars beating the Chiefs at home, plus 170. Money line there on the underdog Jaguars. Listen, Nick Foles is elevating that team. They almost went to a Super Bowl with Blake Bortles. Everybody's healthy on that team right now. Nick loves D.D. Westbrook. He has a fantastic connection with him through the preseason, through the combine, through training camp. That has developed into something great. Leonard Fournette is here. He is healthy. He's not being fucking benched by his own team. He's not injured. He is here. If this is a week that I believe someone can take down the Kansas City Chiefs, I think it'll be the Jaguars, and they have a good defense that isn't going to take down Tyreek Hill, but I think they can at least slow him down and not have the explosibility that he normally has. Moving on to the Rams at Panthers. I have the Panthers plus 125 winning this at home. I just like the Panthers here. I really do. I think they have I believe Newton's going to be healthy. Fig Newton's going to be healthy. He's going to come out. He's going to be on the A game. I think the Panthers win it. So yeah, there's that. I got the Titans and Browns. Browns at home favorites winning there. Redskins and Eagles. Eagles negative 425. Got the Eagles winning at home. Bengals and Seattle. My favorite fucking game. I don't bet win or losses. I'm just using this mainly for Survivor. People just want to see who I like to win. I love the Bengals to beat Seattle at what is it? At MetLife. I just went blank. No, CenturyLink Field in Seattle. The reason I am stupid high on the Bengals. They are plus 325. I mean, I forgot what the points were, but it's like 10 points, you know, like they're 10-point underdogs. I love Joe Mixon in this situation. I think Tyler Boyd is just as good, if not better, than A.J. Green. Same with John Ross. And Andy Dalton is not some stick-in-the-mud quarterback. He knows what he's doing. He has a cannon for an arm. If they get down the field, if they can outrun Seattle's backfield, they can score. And I think it's going to be a lot closer than what a lot of people think. So I got the Bengals taking down Seattle Week 1 at home. Colts and Chargers, got Chargers winning. They're home favorites. Lions and Cardinals, I got the Lions winning. They're beating my Cardinals this week. I don't really believe in them. I don't believe in the Cardinals at all. Cowboys, how about them Cowboys? Let's go Cowboys. Got the Cowboys beating Giants at home. I got the Buccaneers in a pick'em between the 49ers at Tampa Bay. I believe the Buccaneers are going to win this game. I have the Patriots beating the Steelers. Sunday night football. Patriots going to take down the Steelers at home. Texans at Saints. I have the Saints beating the Texans. And for the pick'em, that is the Broncos at Raiders. I have the Broncos winning purely based on their defense, whether it's Simeon or Miller or I just went blank. Not Chubb. Fuck. Just went blank on their other guy that they have in the backfield or on the defense for the Broncos. It's Josh Jacobs and Antonio Brown for the Raiders. I think this is actually going to be a blowout. I don't think the Raiders really get anything going too much. Those are my win-loss picks. The only underdogs I have winning are the Bills at Jets, Jaguars at Chiefs, Panthers at Rams, Bengals at Seattle, and those are the only ones. And then the Pick'ems, Buccaneers, and Broncos. Those are my wins there. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this. I really hope. I got a lot of information to you real fast. We got it done in under 20 minutes. This is my week 1 look. If you have any questions, please let me know on Twitter. Let me know in the comments. I will have a video out tomorrow focusing on the Thursday night games. It'll probably be about a 5-minute video just saying the players that I like here and there. I will be going live Saturday afternoon, evening. I'm still deciding exactly when, but I'll post on Twitter. I'll be going live. I'll probably be here. If you guys actually care about me, ask me questions, see what I'm doing in my lineups, things of that nature. That'll be live there. I believe the Xfinity Series video should be out Friday as well, and then Saturday should be the Cup Series video at the Brickyard. Guys, thank you very much. I got a Patreon. I know no one really gives a fuck about me, but I got a Patreon if you'd like to donate. Follow me on Twitter at Brandon Cruz DFS. Link is in the description. If you guys like what I did here, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. If not, I'm not a communist regime. If you got a negative comment about me, put them in the comments, man. I don't give a fuck. I don't block people. If you want to talk shit, let's talk mad shit in the comments. So, guys, thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it. I'm so happy it's here. Thank God football is back. Best of luck to you guys. Don't get married to your money. Have a great week 1. Enjoy making those lineups, and I will be here for the next time. I'm Brandon Cruz signing off. Best of luck week 1. Let's do this.